Hey everybody, it's Scott here from the Gear Rules channel, and we are coming to you live from my small garage. Now you might be able to tell from the background, but it's winter time here and we get a lot of snow, which typically isn't a problem, but I do like to store my bike along the sidewall here, and when I'm bringing my car in for the night or if we're about to get heavy snow, I'm always afraid that I'm going to hit it. Luckily, my friends from BikeRiser actually sent me two of these really cool racks for me to check out. In this video, we're going to cover some installation guides as well as my pros and cons list of this bike rack. I really hope you guys enjoy this review, and if you do, please hit that subscribe button just below this video. Let's go ahead and get into the BikeRiser. Alright, so let's first talk about some installation tips and what you're going to get with the BikeRiser box, and then I'll talk about my pros and cons. Now, this box is super small, and that's because the bike mount itself is very minimal. And right now it's running for about $36. I'm going to be leaving links down below for where you can go to buy it, as well as the installation guide. So if you want to see how you set it up, you'll be able to refer to that. So the contents is very simple. There's 7 screws and anchors for when you actually want to mount the brackets, and there's 2-inch screws, so pretty substantial, leaving for a maximum load of carrying 66 pounds, which is going to be more than enough for your average road bike or mountain bike. Now there are 3 brackets here, and these do come with bubble wrap, but I took them off for making this video. There are 2 brackets here that actually are going to hold up both of your wheels. Pretty simple, just L shape here. And then we have the main bracket here, which a little bit of a BikeRiser logo here, and this one has a little bit of padding because this fork here is actually going to hold on your pedal, and it's a pretty simple and universal design, so it's going to be able to hold pretty much every pedal out there. I'd be surprised if it wouldn't hold your pedal. Okay, so let's talk about what I learned during the installation process that I think you guys might need to know. The first thing is decide on your bike's orientation. How is it going to look when you're mounting it every single day? Because once this is installed, you're not going to be able to change it. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, the central bracket is actually holding on to that pedal, like I said, and the pedal tends to sit towards the rear wheel. So because of the way this triangle is made, if I wanted to flip the bike around and have the chain on the outside, that's not possible. So definitely decide that first. It's not really a huge deal, but some people care about how it's going to look, and so you're going to want to decide that first. The second thing is make sure you have someone helping you out. There's a part here where the first thing you're going to install is the pedal mount, and then you're going to hold the bike up and mark the wheels. And doing that by yourself is a little bit of a challenge. I figured that out myself, and I actually had to add a little bit of padding to this mount to make sure that it all stayed stationary. That's a little bit of my bad. I was a little cocky, a little in a rush. It's possible to do by yourself, but if you want the best results, definitely do it with somebody else. The third thing is, because this does make your bike like a work of art, make sure you have a level, and you can actually put a level on the top here and make the bike flat. And so when you're taking it on and off, it's just easy to do once the whole thing is level. So before we touch on my pros and cons, I just want to tell you guys a little bit about one concern that I had when looking on pictures online and just kind of talk about it. So I was concerned because the bikes do have to lean a little bit. I was like, is that going to get in the way? Is it going to, protrude too far out? So now that it's installed, I'd say from handlebar to handlebar, I measured it out, it's 18 inches. Now if I measure it from the wall to the opposite handlebar, it's about 24 inches. So it does add about 6 inches of gap that you would have if your bike was just leaning against the wall. So really not that much. The pictures just make it look like it's leaning a ton. And I'll be sure to show you guys kind of what that looks like. Now let's talk about my pros and cons. The first one is pretty obvious, and they advertise it on their box. It makes your bike look like a work of art. I mean, to me, it's beautiful. The mount is super minimal. You can't even tell that there's a mount that's holding the pedal. So I really like the way that looks. The second thing is some mounts aren't very stable. sometimes with the hooks and stuff, your bike is going to be moving around a lot. This one is very stable. Like, it's not going to go anywhere. And with that 66-pound load capacity, you don't really have any concerns about it falling or anything like that. The third thing is, it's very easy to take the bike on and off of the mount. So all you have to do is lift up, take it off. And now for me, putting it on with this bike, my pedal is only one side, so it is a bit of a challenge putting the pedal on. But once you get that pedal on, it's easy to just drop into place. Okay, so my next pro is that the installation of this bike mount was super easy. It's a main thing that I look at when buying things. How easy is it going to be to set up, and how stable is it going to be? This one checks the boxes. Now the final pro, which I can't really show here, but I've seen other videos of people doing this, is you can actually put multiple bikes in a line together. So I can have a bike, because it's leaning right here, and it makes it look super cool and saves a lot of space for those of you that have multiple bikes. I don't do that because I actually put my trash cans underneath this bike, saving some space. So now we'll talk about the cons, and I've already kind of alluded to this. There's really only one con, is once you install this bike, it's very specific to that bike and orientation. If I had, the easy standard hooks, I'd be able to hang it up any way I wanted. This one you can't do that. It needs to face the same direction every time, and if I had another road bike or another mountain bike, it wouldn't fit perfectly, because every bike is a little bit different in their dimensions, where the pedals are, and how the wheels end up. So that's just something to be aware of. If you have one bike that you're using all the time, that's fine. And you can actually take these out and reinstall them to fit the other bike, but it's just another step that you need to be aware of. Alright, that's it for my review. I really hope you guys enjoy this. Tried to make it short and sweet for you. At the end of the day, I really liked using the BikeRiser and look forward to continue using them and maybe even getting some more. So everyone take care, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Best thing